The guy is on fire, and you see why people look at him and call him a superstar. It's been who he's been throughout his brief career to this point, and we've come to expect it, and I know it's frustrating when we see who he is in the first half versus what he can be. And what he can be and what he is right now is one of the best players in all of baseball. He's been the Mariners' best hitter since the All-Star break. He's just, it's weird to watch. It's weird to watch a guy that looks like his timing is off. He's getting beat by fastballs. He's chasing low and away through the first part of the season, and then the second half, he's on everything. And you notice he's not swinging and falling over into the opposite batter's box. He's, doesn't look off balance. He's not tripping all over himself. There's still going to be chase. There's still going to be strikeouts, but he just is on it. He's covering the pitches, and you see what he's doing. I mean, even on this road trip, which was, in totality was dreadful. It was a bad road trip. He was spectacular. He hit .324, 5 home runs, drove in 16 runs in 9 games. I mean, the guy is on fire, and you see why people look at him and call him a superstar, as much as it's frustrating to hear that in the first half of the season when he doesn't look that way. So, and you see the impact it has on the lineup as well. Everybody, I'm not saying he's contagious, but hitting can be kind of contagious. So it's him, it's Cal, it's Gino, it's Polanco. All these guys are starting to find it at the same time. Obviously, there's a comfort, right? That's true of any team. You're going to play 81 games there, so every nook and cranny. You couldn't be more comfortable. The building has been full. The fans, we've heard the players repeatedly say how much they feed off this fan base. So there's just a different level of comfort. But the park was built for what they do, and that's pitching. That's what this team is built on, and they succeed there. Now we did see the pitching in that Brave series. You got 2 quality starts out of the 3. And Miller was solid. He wasn't a quality start, but 5 1/3, 2 runs. So you started to see better pitching on the road. We also saw huge offense on the road. We were all complaining about why is this team so good at home? Why are they so bad on the road? Well, we saw them put up 28 runs in 2 games on the road. And we saw really good pitching on the road. So hopefully that means they're starting to even out. But look, the park was built for what they do, and that's how they built their team is to be based on pitching, and that's where they succeed. And again, it's a comfort thing. You're playing there 81 times a year, so every little thing about that park, and it's just a different level of certainty when you step into that batter's box there versus other places. If we're talking about just today, the guy I trust most is Bizzardo. He's gone 14 appearances in a row. He's given up 1 run in 14 tries out there, and this is a guy that seems to have a rubber arm because he can go night. He can just go 2, 3 in a row. They're all capable of blowing up. We've all seen them have a bad day, including Bizzardo. But if we're just talking about recency bias and who they are right now, Bizzardo might be my number 1 because he's been that good. Again, 14 appearances, 1 run. Beyond that, I'd go Munoz. His whip in August was the highest of the season. Seems to have consistent traffic out there, but he gets out of it. It's kind of the Fernando Rodney experience, Diego Castillo experience, where you get tense, you're gripping the chair handles, but he finds a way. He gets it done. So I'd put him 2, Brash 3. Spires scuffled a bit. He's been touched up a bit as of late. So I guess right now I'd put him at 4, but that changes from day to day. But if we're talking now, I'd go Bizzardo, Munoz, Brash. You probably flip Brash and Munoz. They're kind of equal, and then Spire. Right now, you got 18 games to go. You put the guy in that gives, in your opinion, Dan Wilson, who gives you the best chance to win. If it's Rivas, he should be in there as much as possible. If it's Cole Young, then go with Cole Young. I don't personally care. I think Rivas has got a little more in the toolbox. I think Cole Young's got a little more pop. They both look like they can be very good players. I think most looked at Cole Young as your future at that spot, but right now Rivas seems to be more effective. I think he's as good, if not better, defensively. He's a guy that works a pitcher. We've seen him come up with some huge walks. For a young guy, he's got a knack for making the pitcher work. So right now I've got a little bit more comfort with what he's bringing to the table. And again, you got to just run out the best line. I don't care about lefty-righty. I do not at this point, and I hope Dan doesn't. Give me your best 9 and run them out there every night because you gotta keep pace. You gotta win as many of these final 18 as you can. So go with the guy that gives you the best shot. If they can be more consistent, they don't have to freight train teams like they did in the final 2 games against the Braves. Again, I feel like that almost created an unrealistic expectation when you put up 28 runs in 2 games, and then we saw them beat the Cardinals in game 1, and I saw people complaining about it. I'm like, the style points don't mean anything right now. This is bottom line business. You win or you lose. They've got to win. I don't care if they win 1-0 or 18-1. I don't care. So if they can just be consistent, if they can get to that point where you got your pitching and your hitting happening at the same time, because that seems to have been the bigger problem. They get great pitching, the offense goes dead. They score a bunch of runs, pitcher gets blown up. It seemed like, during that stretch where they were really struggling, that you couldn't get them both happening at the same time. So if they can just get close to that, I don't expect them to be perfect every night, and they're still going to lose some games, but if they can just even out, and same is true for the bullpen. If they can be more consistent, that's going to lead to more wins, to state the obvious. But that to me has been their biggest problem, is just finding nights where they can get both things happening at the same time.